But there is so much contained within these 1,000 acres. Our path can be narrow, woodsy, and a little wild, or a curving paved walk under green arching trees of endless variety, many imported from the four corners of the earth. These paths can lead to some rather startling sights, such as what seems to be a charging buffalo. This gentleman wasn't charging, though, but just ambling up to the fence, hoping for a handout. This buffalo paddock is one of the more unique features of the park, which, unlike what you would find at a zoo, gives the animals plenty of room to roam in this large area. Which brings us to mind another feature that makes Golden Gate Park such a popular place for the people of San Francisco. This is the large expanse of lawns and meadows, seeming to stretch in limitless distance. The weather is beautiful this day, though cool, but where are the people? Being this is a weekday, meaning a work day and school day, there is not much time to go to the park. But we know the park is here, and on any nice warm Sunday, our meadow looks something like this. Here you can just laze in the sun, picnic, go on a horseback ride on any of the 7.5 miles of trails, or if you are of junior size and active in disposition, a little American baseball might be in order at the big rec field. Understanding that not all city people are hikers, after all, though only a half-mile wide, the park is several miles long, a number of pleasant tree-shaded roads are provided. These roads have the second duty as serving as windbreaks, important in the early stages of the park when so much depended on planting and growing in these sandy wastes. This road, originally known as Main Drive, is now christened as John F. Kennedy Drive. Well, shades of Ride the Cable Car, but in Golden Gate Park, and no tracks? This car has seen its day on the Powell Street Hill, and has since been placed on a truck chassis, and now does duty promoting San Francisco and its attractions. Though meant as a scenic drive, this road has served as an east-west thoroughfare of city traffic, especially during commuter hours. In this, the Park Commission felt that this was endangering the park and diverting it from its main purpose, that as a place to stop, to relax, and maybe to walk some. So a decree was published. Kennedy Drive was to be closed to all automobile traffic during the daylight hours every Sunday. There were the expected groans and complaints from those who depended heavily upon their car, to whom the thought of not being able to drive directly to the spot they wanted, or having to detour, to those whom the thought of having to get out and walk a little was so terrible. But they soon found out that this wasn't such a bad idea after all, and many found out that they hadn't forgotten how to ride a bicycle. We find our path a versatile one, not only showing places of quiet and beauty within the park, but also showing us activities of much variety. Wherever there are big trees and small boys, the challenge is too much to resist. One would think that the trees grew children. There is much to keep the young and the young at heart busy. Many parts of the world have their tennis courts, and this one is no exception. But how many have their own polo fields? For the angler, The place to practice your technique is the casting pose. Lawn bowling your cup of tea? Beautifully kept greens are well used by 2 bowling clubs. There may be those who make fun of the bow and arrow, but it is obvious that if you aren't in good physical shape, you better forget this sport. Before you laugh at this fellow for being so close, try a shot yourself. Those targets aren't so close or as easy to hit as it may seem. We find that one not need to participate in a group sport to be active. This fellow was obviously enjoying himself, as were those he passed.